Yes. Hold on a second. Hello? Yeah, we should be on 717-846-5067. Yes. Okay, all right. Yes. All right. It's not even on, is it? So the numbers are going?
Yeah, both red lights on.
Okay, and the numbers are moving? All right, cool.
It's showing up there. All right, there you go, right there. Okay. All right.
Guess we don't hit the monitor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to welcome you to Debra Jackson Live. Tonight, I'll be your special host. She actually had to go out of town for a funeral, and we definitely want to wish her the best on that and offer up prayers. Today, we're going to talk about a continuance of family, like we've been talking about last week and also a couple weeks before that. And we want to focus on the community, being there for the family. A lot of things going on in the newspaper that I'm sure you're aware of. And again, just want to talk about and bring light to Malik Moore. It's all in paper. This is on Sunday's paper about the injustice as far as when the mother couldn't even see her son at the York Hospital. And that's bringing a big controversy. And again, I just want to bring it to light because a lot of people are hearing this and hearing that and reading a little bit from the newspaper and wherever they accumulate on the news. But again, tonight I actually have the uncle that's been there since this all occurred. And again, we have a special guest, Anthony Rankins. Let me ask you this, Anthony. I know right now your family's going through a troubled time right now. So what happened? What was it when from the time he got shot? I heard there was a delay on the ambulance.
This is the further story. It's kind of hard sometimes doing it, but I got to do it. And it hurts, but I got to be strong for my family because they look at me as the muscle. So what happened is, what I get is that Malik, he has been the beginning of my story. My sister was supposed to go pick him up, but she went and made an errand. She said, Malik.
Sharon Rankins, the mother.
She said, Malik, I'm gonna run up to Tempstar real fast, and I'm gonna come down to the area and get you, because he was just trying to get back over to get his hair cut and hook up to see his girlfriend Beyonce. So she gets a call from the father, Roger Moore. Roger say something serious happened. Her son been shot. Immediately after that, from my point of view, I get a call. Hey man, you need to go up to Maple Street. Your nephew been shot. So with that is, when we got there, me and my brother Michael, we got up to there, we seen a yellow tape. My brother was proceeding to go under the yellow tape, got yelled at, okay, I understand. So they said he already left and went to the hospital. So we immediately went to the hospital, to see what's up with my nephew. The moment that we got to the hospital, we was informed that the hospital's on lockdown. And at no time, because I still have other footage that just wasn't released to the public yet, we see what goes on with the noises. And they call it chaos. I call it my grieving family.
Right.
Bad enough how we did. You call us chaotic. That's what we need to talk about, us being chaotic. Just as our Attorney General, Jeff Sessions in America, look at us as black extremists. But what happened is, I got my recording. The security guard at Wellspan was standing outside. We get there. My family's so calm. I go over to him. I say, excuse me, officer, can we get a patient rep out here?
Mm-hmm.
My nephew, Nalik Moore, has been shot. Can we please just get a patient rep? I was told, oh, one's coming. One's coming. So I guess, you know, as it goes, as your mental start playing and your emotions get a little deeper, you start leading us on with hope. Just hope. And I was recording, and they did not let us in. We was out there for about, to my calculation, about at least, me personally, I was out there about an hour and a half from the beginning. And I seen that it wasn't looking even better. And as I was recording, they said it's illegal to record. And I said, in the state of Pennsylvania, it's not illegal because I'm letting you know you are being recorded. And I'm asking numerous times, I'm being humble. And the footage that I have, I'll be releasing it. And you see everyone just standing there, bracing each other, hoping that we'll hear the best news we can hear. That it be, Nalik is okay. But apparently that wasn't the news we got later. So then if you look on the tape, it say no one could get in. You clearly see on my tape, my footage, that they was proceeding to let someone in.
Okay.
But when I sit there and plead, you don't have to let our whole family in the hospital. You don't have to let none of us in. Just let his mother in.
Absolutely.
Just let his mother in. So now the security at Wellspan, I asked them their name. They would never give me their name. I said, can I get a supervisor? Can I see a patient rep supervisor? They told me the whole hospital was busy. I said, I can't believe this.
You're going through protocol, doing everything right.
Absolutely. And being humble as I can be. Mind you, I'm not the most perfect man in life.
None of us
I could have got to my criminal thoughts.
Right.
Like, oh, let me wild out this way.
No.
Before in the past, I thought that was the way to go. It's not. So I remain to be humble as much as I am able to do. So the security officers told the York City Police, they said, this is private property. Can you now get him out? Now I'm in a situation. World, I'm in a situation. My sister only got 2 brothers, no sister, and a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And out of them 2 brothers and that mother, I'm the baby boy. Me and sis was from here.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Been through so much. And through our times growing up, I remember I used to have the strength and say, sis, we're going to be all right. Don't cry, sis. It's a better day. It's a better day. So we sat there, keeping her comfort. She see the family. Then I had to go, I'm like, to my mind, I had to go into a character mode. When I say whole character mode, and at times it messes with my thoughts. Mm-hmm. But I believe, I got faith in God that I'm going to be okay, because I got to be okay. I'm left with no other choice but to be okay.
Absolutely.
And I said, how can I get in this hospital? A hospital they're not letting us in. We have doubt, certainty, hope, loss. We trying to hold on to hope. Mm-hmm. What is going on? We know my nephew's in here. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, this was 5:38. We was told my nephew was murdered. He died. He didn't make it. There's so many questions that my family gonna always have for the rest of our lives, something that's just gonna be stuck with us. So what I had to do, I had to go into this character mode I talk about. They try to escort me off. So immediately, I falls to the ground. Say, I can't breathe, shake. And in myself, I'm saying, I got to play this position the best way I can, because me getting inside this hospital depends on, and it's all I'm depending on is this is going to get my family some type of answer. Right. Or maybe if I just get inside, I would just hear somebody talking about it. Because I knew my sister, my mother, my nieces, and other family and friends, they was outside grieving. Mm-hmm. But not grieving like we lost Nalik, because we didn't know if we lost Nalik. So I get in there and not knowing my intentions. See, I got the hospital band on and on.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital not knowing my intentions. And I tell the world this today, we don't have nothing to hide.
Right.
They hiding something from us. But I had to go into this character. It brought me back into remembering the movie John Q.
Right.
And it was so much, and I said, I seen
Mm-hmm.
my mother come out. She was a little upset about the whole situation.
Absolutely. Yeah, she should be.
Because she even played the role of her breathing just because we try to figure out all ways to get in.
We're getting in.
We pleaded.
Yeah,
we getting in, but we want to get in.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a way being non-violent. Non-violent. That's the only way we was trying to get in because we know violence doesn't solve nothing. Maybe if we just remain humble, remain calm. It was someone I was reading on Facebook made a state-of-the-art ignorant statement. Oh, the family should have been patient. Well, how much more patient can you be when you know your loved one's inside, shot for 2 hours, and you don't know where he at or anything like that? So they kicked me out the hospital. When they come in, that same security guard that was getting me escorted out, I was calling my mom. They said, you know what, you get out. And at this time, he still don't know what my intentions are.
Right.
He kicked me out, not knowing now, if I wouldn't have bought this stuff, they wouldn't have. Now you would be violating, kick me out as a patient.
Right.
I'm not a visitor now. But it's bigger than that. My goal was it's just to get in.
Right.
I wanted to get in. Answers, just to be placed in a room. Because in my mind, it was already racing. Once I get placed in this room, I'm going to go to the nurse's station, then go around the way. I already had it planned out. I had to do this in seconds because my nephew's life was ticking in seconds if nobody got there to understand it. Well, as though that never happened. I got kicked out before it happened. So then as I'm sitting there talking to them and telling them y'all kicked me out, y'all violated my rights and things like this, because I got to still play this character position.
Right.
Not worrying about the rights of I'm worrying about my family, the well-being of Nalik. And my sister, she comes up. They never took her to a family room or nothing, anything like that. And all the pictures I got is everything from the time we arrived to the time she came out, when you seen the most hurting thing I ever seen from my sister. It breaks my heart when I see it, but I got to be strong.
Right.
So she comes out, she throws her hands in the air. When she threw her hands in the air, I knew all hope was lost. But we still had to have strength, and we still hoped that my nephew is still around. So the moral of it, my family, we're always going to have the doubts. There's 3 things that we're going to continue to have. What happened, what could have happened, and what didn't happen. All my family know is Nali got in the back of that ambulance.
Right.
They say he died at 5:30. The call was at 5:03. York ain't that big. York ain't that big. And the doctors, if you was working on anything, why was we down there when we was peaceful? Wasn't causing a disturbance. We was just crying because we know a loved one been hurt. We sat out there for hours. Please just let us in. Please just let us in. Then when you do let us in, you don't take my family to a family room and do it professionally. You take my sister on the side of one of them rooms in the emergency room with the father and say, we tried our best. Damn. You tried your best to keep us in the parking lot. You tried your best to degrade us. Y'all did it, but we won't be weak from it. And so if a person sitting and asks my family, hey man, what happened to Nalik in that hospital? We can't give you an answer with certainty. We can't tell you. All we know is Nalik got shot and he was in the ambulance and that was it. Then my sister getting stories from the hospital. He got shot in the front, he got shot in the back. We hear so much.
She just wants the truth.
We just want the truth. All my sister wanted to do is just to go inside the hospital. And like she said, just let me go in there. Just be laying next to him. Just go in there so he can hear my voice.
No doubt, that might save him, yeah.
That might just save him, because the last thing to go in a human,
Yeah.
to my recollection, is your ear, your hearing. Just maybe if he in that slightest of coma, or he just pop open to just a slight of an eye, he'll say, my mama here for me, my family. But who's to say that he opened that eye up, he looked around, and he ain't see nobody. He felt helpless.
Yeah, this is actually major for simple fact. This is something that actually has the coroner, Pam Gay, asking questions. Now, she also mentioned stating that it's important for families in the grieving process to see the bodies of the loved ones. By not viewing the bodies of loved ones, just adds additional trauma to people already struggling and grieving with the process. And I know, from my understanding, the deputy coroner got the word to actually address the family that we're not going to show you the body.
The deputy, to my knowledge, is through other news sources. Because, like I said, all I know is just as much, and my family know just as much as the general public know.
Right.
Which means nothing. And for that to be my nephew, I'm crushed. For that to be my sister's son, I know she's crushed.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Nalik has friends and families, girlfriend who loves him, who care about him. But my family cannot sit down and tell someone else, his other little cousins that's 3, 4 years old, his other little brothers, and say, Nalik, we're going to miss that sound of when he coming out and you say, Uncle Butch, Uncle Mike, Mom, Dad. Nalik, and it breaks my heart so much. Because my nephew got out, like I said, we know he's not no saint, but we ain't got to talk. We're going to talk about what he did when he did get out.
Right.
He changed the ways of things he was doing. Because when he first got out, you don't know if it do come into me that when he got out from juvenile, got caught up on a situation, and was still fighting for his innocence on that case. And I used to go see it. When I went to pick him up as he graduated, I was so happy. Me, his mother, and his father. And these are the memories that I see, and I said, Dag, Neff. So when he get in the car, he get back to York, he said he had a pistol within his first 20 days. Not 20 days, 20 minutes. So I said, nephew, you don't need no pistol. I said, that's just going to get you in trouble. He said, oh, I ain't into nothing. But I just can't let nobody just take my life away. So then he went to prison for that. He was only out 16 hours and went to prison, did about 5 months. Out roughly about, his mother bailed him out of jail she'd been out for 45 days. I was visiting, I used to visit him. I said, nephew, just come out. Stay focused.
Right.
You got a whole life ahead of you. Find yourself a new group of people to be around. Get you a girlfriend, because at this time when he was running out, he didn't have no girlfriend. Now 18, he's starting to, becoming to a man.
Right.
Where he's starting to understand, see things different. Where he's starting to say, okay, man, puppy love starting to turn into genuine love.
Right.
And it was times he used to say, he had his job set up. He used to go to LA Fitness, work out. Yeah, look at me, I see you, boy. But then there was times in his mind he'd say, I ain't in that, I just need a pistol sometimes. No, nephew, you don't. And he didn't go pick up that pistol.
Right.
He didn't go pick up that pistol because I said, you don't need it. And when you sit back in hindsight, you say, okay, but that's something that's another topic of dealing about rebuilding our community as a whole. For my family, we're just lost.
Yeah.
And today was the most hurtful, because to let the world know, my nephew died twice. My nephew's going to have 2 viewings with 1 funeral. Meaning that I said he died twice. Because when he first died, he died of, I hope he didn't die. Because we said, nah, I know Nalik ain't die. We had faith to know that Nalik ain't go nowhere. That was the first time at 5:38 p.m. We said, Nalik ain't go nowhere. The hope kept him. He's alive. We waited. Still no answer. Still no one to look after us. Still no one to come to our rescue. Police chaplain never came out there to talk to us. No one. Hospital calls my family. 3 days after, hospital calls my family. Calls me. 3 days after, and said, we'd like to apologize. Would you and your family be willing to come talk to us? I said, we decline it. You should have talked to us when it mattered in that parking lot for 2 hours.
Now, as a result of that, let me just let the viewers know, immediately the Mayor Helfrich was right on the scene for the family. He had a lot of concern, because I know the city and the hospital were really upset about actually what transpired based on calls and this, that, and the third. So as a result, let's talk about the meeting that you had with the mayor at the Central Restaurant.
I had a meeting. It was the day of the shooting, later on that evening. Maybe possibly 11 o'clock, whatever time, 11:30. me and my family and I, we was just up there, you know, saying Nalik's still with us. Because like I said, we didn't have certainty to say he's gone. Nalik's still here. Nalik gonna come down that street and say, man, I know, man, I just got shot in my leg or something. Here I come. Like, they made a big deal out of nothing. First day, I sat there, 7 in the morning, all day. Second day, I sat there, 5 in the morning. Nalik didn't come. But that night, what gave my family comfort, it was around 11:30. Our mayor of ours, Michael Helfrich, he pulls up to the scene, not with an army full of police officers or things in that nature. He pulls up. He steps out the car and comes and embrace my family. And as a citizen, resident in New York, we applaud him for that. Because he stayed straight, went until we need to know what's going on. So he said, no, I would love to have these answers for your family, but I just don't have these answers.
Right.
So he spoke about it. He said, let's go to the restaurant, dinner's on me. I guess this was really the only way at this time to comfort my family. Because up until that point, nobody came and told us nothing about him. We still don't know too much about it, anything. All we know is he got shot, he was on Maple, and he got in the ambulance. That's all we know. And when Mr. Helfrich did come to the scene, that gave my family a sense of relief, like at least someone that we voted in cares to get up. He didn't have to come out. So we go sit and eat at Family First restaurant, and my family thanked the mayor for actually inviting us.
Right.
He sends his condolences, and that thing he talked about briefly things as, you know, the community youth centers, things that's missing. Because I had my little cousins and nieces all there, and all you heard was, Mr. Mayor, I know you're gonna do it, but that's the only thing we're really missing is community centers.
Absolutely.
The community got to get together. Because Mr. Helfrich only could do so much, but we got to come together collectively as a community. And Mr. Helfrich, he assured our family that he's going to look into the incident from both ends of it, and let his team finish doing what they got to do. And he said he had a long talk at the York Hospital with the people, because at this time, the first 3 days in, we did not know where Nalik was at. We didn't know if he was in Lehigh. We didn't know if he was in the York Hospital still.
Right.
We didn't know if y'all even had the right person. My nephew Nalik Moore, life became like a Machiavelli story. And that's something that me and my family gonna have to deal with for the rest of our lives.
18 years old.
18 became a Machiavelli story. And it could have all been avoided. So the hospital, so the hospital, so we back. So the mayor said he's gonna have his people investigate the matter.
Right.
And I seen people throughout as I was walking, and all I hear is such high praise of how we have a mayor that care about the people of York City.
Absolutely, true indeed.
You know what I mean? From Mayor Helfrich. He's dealing with the police and community relations. His goal is to bring it closer. No, so I have nothing to say about Mr. Helfrich bad.
Right.
Mr. Helfrich did as much as he was able to do.
He was there.
And he went there to the hospital. He was told that, okay, the body now, my nephew's deceased body is now at the funeral home, because we didn't know where it was at. We said, wow, where could it be at? So he called and said, your nephew's body over there. So we go over. We just wanted to see if we could just see, because as a mother, and I know it was hard for my sister, women got gray areas. Men, we handle our emotions a little different. But to tell a woman, we don't know what's up with your child, we don't know what's going on, we don't know where he at.
That's devastating. And in fact, just let the viewers know, I mean, this is live, this is going on right now. And again, I thank you for coming on and just sharing the story, because a lot of people have what they heard, the he say, the she say. We're giving to you straight live facts. Now, And you just left today from viewing your nephew, right?
Yes, actually I didn't. I still didn't get to see him.
Okay.
My mother still didn't get to see him. You know, the rest of the family. We appreciate Bowden's mortuary for like
Henry Bowden.
Henry Bowden for actually like they said we could just let the mother and the father in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just to see him, because they know what was taken from them.
Yeah, exactly.
The most sentimentalist moment in their life that they'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bowdens, I like to thank them for letting just those two people come in, just to see their son, so we could begin the closing process. Because what gets me is 6 days later, my nephew died again, meaning we had to go through that same phase. Because for them first 6 days, it was hope. Somebody's going to tell us something.
Right.
We're going to hear something from somebody. Somebody got something to tell us. Hope went here. Hope went to the floor. Then at that moment, I said, sis, we can't fall off the floor. All that we can do is get back up and keep trying.
That's it.
We're going to be all right. I always say the quotations of Benny Siegel. How my older sister going to make me tougher?
Mm-hmm.
We make each other tough. We're a family as one. And in the hospital, keep calling. We want y'all to come up there and talk and let y'all know what went wrong in the policy and procedure. But everybody in the world, this is not just here. It's everywhere.
All across
the world,
yeah.
U.S. I was talking to a lady in Florida and California online about this same situation that happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, our lives matter. Like I say, we're just in teeny York, a small portion of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Where so many stories like this that just never heard.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, this is the only trauma center in York. We depend on the York Hospital.
Yeah.
We depend on the police department. We depend on the fire department. We depend on counselors, nurses, only public officials, daycare centers. These are the people we depend on. When any of these are out of place, we left to depend on no one. And that's how it was that day for my family. I mean, everything that I say is you can see proof in the pudding. All we wanted was answers.
Right.
It ain't about, I hear some people say, oh man, y'all get rich. It's not that. It's not about getting rich and all the money in the world.
No.
The money comes, it's like that Band-Aid you put on. That's the money, that Band-Aid. All the money could go, but when you lift that Band-Aid out, we still got the same pain, dealing with doubt,
Pain, hurt,
wondering
yeah.
what happened to Nalik.
Mm-hmm.
What could have happened to Nalik? What did they do to Nalik? Who was in there when they was in there with Nalik? Did they leave Nalik in there to bleed to death? What did they do in this 2 hours? Why did it take so long to tell my family? So much that goes through our mind. I don't think we'll never ever be able to say we'll have a concrete answer on as to what went down with my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Today was the first time in 6 days my sister has seen him. She came out. At first she went, we pulled up. She said, bro, I'm scared, bro.
Mm.
I said, sis, what you gotta be scared for? That's your son. She said, bro, I'm just scared because for the last 6 days, we cried, but we started healing because we said, nah, Lake's not going. But today was the reality for my family to know of the beginning of closure. It took 6 days later, to get confrontation from a mother to know her child's no longer gonna be with us. And what gets me is, I'm on Maple. You get the detectives, they riding by smirking at us, snapping pictures. My brother, since it happened, the same cop just pulled him over twice, yesterday and today. And when he pulled him over, he said, oh, my fault, I forgot I pulled you over yesterday. When it was a young lady who, that was on Maple. When Lamisha Simmons, she went to go help my nephew, got on top of him, holding him down till the police came. She said when the police got there, he was still responsible. She said to the police, can you help him? Can you give him CPR? The police told her, I'm not giving him CPR. She said, well, what if this was your son? He said, my child will never be in this position. My child will never be in this position. Right, our lives matter. Dude, Black Lives Matter in York. Black Lives Matter in Kentucky, wherever else in the world.
All over the world.
And it don't just matter about Black lives because we got interracial relationships. The thing is, the people that we got in place, we can never forget. They'll say, okay, the hospital keep calling us up there. I know what that's about. Keep calling us to say you sorry. It took you 3 days to say you sorry? That's when you call? No, we don't want to hear sorry.
Pain is real.
It's the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they want to come offer this. Here, take these meals. They're used to that world. People, this happened to many black people. But I'm not going to sell our people out. My family not going to sell our people out. Because if we just sell out and take some money and sign a waiver of disclosure, we sold our people out. We sold the nation out. No.
See, and the thing again, I want to thank you for coming on Debra Jackson Live show. And pretty much we've been talking about family, and this is simply just to build awareness with family. And again, we have to get back to how it used to be. And again, the Gathering Villa Faith Community Outreach Center is full in effect. Make sure you come out May 26th. We're dealing with families. We're dealing with vendors. It's going to be that love that we all need to get back. We're going to have microphone with positive speaking, people that actually been there, done that, change their lives around. We need that. We actually need you to come and tell your story. Talk to the kids based on your life. You know, we need that. We need to get together and build awareness. That way we can be strong, and no one can conquer. No one can conquer anything.
And ever since this came about, I told my family.
Everyone can conquer everything.
I told my family, from the moment in the memory of my nephew Nali, I'm going to dedicate my life to be a political youth activist. That's what I'm going to do. It's not, oh, you can get this, you can get, no. I need the world to hear what's been hidden. Like I said, the chain on that bicycle, this ain't the first time that chain broke. Y'all got caught this time. Y'all got caught this time because for us to have a trauma center, just think of how many people, because mind you, when you leave a family like mine with all this doubt, suspicions, conspiracy, you make us starting to think, what else really could be going on in York Hospital? Because it comes bigger to the issue where when you're black in a neighborhood just everywhere in the world, but in York as well, when you just ain't got insurance, when you a young black man, you barely holding on to your Obamacare because you might not apply. So when you go to the hospital, you get shot in a leg, that's like a $30,000 ticket. You do anything with trauma with torso, we talking about $100,000 due to aftercare. Life support $15,000, $20,000 a day. Man, there comes to who pays for this? It comes to like, does Black Lives Matter in the hospital? We focus, it deferred us so much. We focus on the police with Black Lives Matter, police brutality. We focused on that, but we failed to realize we depend on a doctor. We depend on a nurse.
Struggle is real.
What goes on
Struggle is real.
when we go in there now? What goes on? These are questions that I'm going to always have, man, and we just need to do better as a community.
Now, you know, I'm gonna piggyback over what you said. We need to do better as a community. I've been saying that. So there's a lot of families out there in York, Harrisburg, D.C., and abroad that's going through the same thing every single day, that we only hear a little bit of the story. And again, I just want to bring you a little bit more of the story and what's actually going on here in York. And again, I encourage you to call in at 717-846-5067. Any questions that you have based on some input, anything that you have to share in regards to community. We have a caller.
Hey.
Hello, caller.
Hello, Harrisburg, York, Middletown.
Oh, this is Debra Jackson. Okay, Debra Jackson Live. Okay.
Hey, man.
Yes,
She's back on. Okay.
Yes, sitting in the parking lot waiting for the flyers for Fourth Friday. Oh, wow, we got some awesome flyers that we're going to be bringing back from Greenville, North Carolina. I'm sorry I wasn't able to see the program so far, but I know that we had a special guest or a focus tonight sharing about the violence or about family. Can you just give me just a briefing on what we're talking about tonight? Because I really believe that God has us on television for a reason, and you're there. So let's talk.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over to Anthony Rankins. The situation is, which you already know, that his nephew was murdered at the age of 18. And
Oh my God.
there was a big disturbance at the York Hospital, which they didn't let the mother in, and that created a fiasco. It was terrible. So I'm gonna let Anthony Rankins just touch base about that, and he can enlighten you a little bit more in detail.
Okay, Anthony, what is the relationship with, you said Anthony Rankins?
Yes, Miss Jackson. How you doing? I'm Stevie's friend, your son's friend.
My son got so many friends. Anthony. Okay. I can't, right now, I don't have a picture, but thank you, Anthony, for coming on sharing.
All right. You know who I am. We used to sit and talk and have meetings and everything. You know, I came here with you before.
Is it Tony or Anthony?
It's Tony. Yeah, it's Tony. But yes, ma'am.
See, I always told you had so many different names. So if you just said Butch, I would have right away.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you're our advocate.
Yeah.
You are our advocate, and thank you for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
So share. I'm right now in Greenville, North Carolina, but share what's going on in our community.
Our community need a readjustment. Mm-hmm. Our community need leaders. Our community need responsible police officers, not crooked police officers. Our community need hospital staff with integrity. Because when all this stuff, since this happened, it made me say, I don't even want to ever go to York Hospital, and I don't want nobody to ever go to York Hospital. Because my thing, but Miss Jackson, as we go, I just want to, because this is the first time you're going to hear this. This is, what I'm about to let y'all hear is, because the rumors are, they was noisy, they was being disturbed, they was being disturbance when they got there. And you'll see the questions that I asked the security about, this is when we first come, after 45 minutes pass, this is when we keep asking patient about just being patient. God told us just be patient.
That's it.
It could have been worse than that. But we was patient, but I'm going to let it play.
So we got some footage. I'm going to show the footage.
I just want to speak to you while we're right now. You don't want to tell, what's your name, sir?
Let me start over.
What's your name?
Zoom in on it.
We're going to zoom in on the footage.
Excuse me.
I'm
I just
sorry,
want to
what?
speak to you while we're right now. You don't want to tell, what's your name, sir? Because you're being recorded. What's your name? No, what's your name? We're gonna be legal about. Let's go all the way to logistics. No, it's okay. It's okay. You remain humble. What's your name, sir? So I can't get their name. Any security? What's your name? Well, I'll just keep it running. Here's the security right here at the York Hospital. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my peoples. They don't want to give me no information. I'm starting to think of some racist bias stuff going on. I don't know. I can't even get these guys' name. To tell me what their name is as public servants, I can't even get their name. To know the answer about my nephew. So we're gonna see it because we've been waiting for a patient rep to come out for a while. The mothers can't even get in. This is ridiculous. To know about their kids. I'm in a public place, sir. I'm in a public place. I'm private property. They tell you have to move back. I'm moving back, but this is public. This is a public place. I'm moving back. I'm moving back. I'm moving back.
Yeah, Ms. Jackson, so that's how the beginning of it goes. For all those who may hear, they were shooting at the hospital, they was this at the hospital.
So you were pretty much peaceful, humble, just trying to get in and get some answers.
We remained humble. All we wanted was just for my sister to go inside and be there next to her son. If he's in that surgery room, that or however what condition, I don't know. But whatever condition it was, just let the mother that carried him in that womb for 9 months, raised him for 18 years, just to go in there and let him hear him say, "Mom." No, his mom said, "Nali, come here, Nali." But when an 18-year-old, he wakes up, he sees no one, he felt helpless. These are things. Was he struggling? Was he hoping that his family walked through this door? Was he hoping that he'd just hear our voice? So these were sentimental moments that happened, and I don't know if they seen that. And this is the part where they say commotion and all that. No, this is the part that you about to hear now, is where Miss Jackson, let me break it down. I told him because you called in a little late. Is when you heard that first part of me doing all that, trying to get in, and I told you I was looking for different measures. Like, how can I get into this hospital? I know we can't get in a violent way. We got to get in a peaceful way because anything else, we'll never be able to get in. Well, yeah. It looks like we was never allowed in anyway. From the beginning, and it got my family thinking, why would the York Hospital tell the coroner's office, don't let the family in? It's been after 2 hours. Then it's leaving with so many conspiracies, Miss Jackson. When I got to that scene, as I'm driving off, going towards the York Hospital, I see a helicopter taking off. I don't know where it went. Now with my mom, but now that's not letting to see my nephew. Is it something funny going on? Got to be. We don't know.
Well, there's a procedure, and I'll talk to you all about that. That has happened to several mothers. I am an advocate, and 10 years ago, that my son, too, was murdered. And by the time I got to the hospital, it happened in Harrisburg, and the hospital was packed. I was surprised that they even allowed so many people in the hospital.
No, like, Ms. Jackson, what they did to us was unprecedented. Like
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm surprised that they didn't have sympathy.
The hospital wasn't packed. The first to be getting on the scene was my sister and my family. Like I say, it's footage that the world still didn't see. I mean, other footage that the world didn't see. When we got there, my sister was only 2 minutes behind the ambulance. Mm-hmm. She lived on George Street as well. So soon as she get the immediate call, your son just been shot. We don't care about traffic lights now. We're going to say it took us about 2 to 5 minutes to get there. So he couldn't have been in there that long.
Right.
So when we get there, you see, I don't know if they seen it, but you see Eli, that you seen how humble. It was so pathetic. We couldn't even get your name.
Did she get a chance to talk to the coroner?
Miss Jackson, my family got a chance to talk to no one. Miss Jackson.
Oh, no.
Miss Jackson, my family got a chance to see no one. Miss Jackson, my family didn't get a chance to see my nephew 6 days until 6 days later was today. We just was in.
Oh, no, don't tell me no more. No.
It's so pathetic of how we were treated. I just want the world to know, because we're just not the only ones. Like I tell y'all, I believe now in my heart that chain on that bicycle broke before. Y'all couldn't get that chain fixed because the truth should set you free.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The truth should set you free. Y'all got caught up on this one. Y'all tried. Y'all tried to cover it up. It ain't going to keep working.
But Butch, all things work together for our good.
Right.
God is going to use this actually for change. See, because I know you're a praying man, and I know you believe God, and I'm believing God. And all those that are watching, and they know the power of prayer, and they know that God will work everything out for our good. So this is good. This is a good thing, because see, just look at your son. I'm looking at a bird flying. He's watching. Sometimes it's sad that we lose a loved one, but this is his life is going to save many lives. Mm-hmm. His life is going to save, and my heart goes out to you and the family, and whatever I can do to help. But I should be back in town tomorrow, Tony, and let's get together. Eli, if you can schedule a time, my schedule. But we're here to be a support, and we're going to get some answers.
Right.
We're going to get some answers, and it ain't going to be next week.
No.
We're going to get some answers, because politicians are paid to do a job to protect the citizens of the community. And you have a right, your sister has a right to be told what happened to her son.
Like I said, I got the reason Miss Jackson, and to let the world and the people know that's in the area. I was a guy once in a while, and the reason I got to talk about it and continue to talk about it, is because I learned in life, and I know now dealing with this situation, this never happened to me in my life. So I know a person like me, I got to talk about it because I'm outspoken. I know if I keep putting, my nephew's gone, my nephew's here, my nephew's gone, my nephew's here, in that book bag. eventually in life that book bag will get heavy and weigh me down. The next thing you know, I'll start acting upon my criminal thoughts.
No.
But I know I cannot
I know.
act. I know I cannot act upon those criminal thoughts. I know that I gotta have faith and strength. Because you know the light was shown, like you can't keep everything in the dark. That chain broke. It's time to fix it now.
It's time to fix it.
It's
Amen.
time to fix it now. That chain broke. And that's all I want is the awareness. I'm gonna be reaching out to everybody. Like this story, my family story, has went national, and it became, now we got to deal with this dehumanizing thing, degrading thing of what others may comment on about, of others that don't have no knowledge and they put their own twist. That they may say, oh, they thinking they slick. No. I wish we was actually being slick, and it was all a hoax. I wish we was doing that. But my family can honestly say to the public, we don't know nothing. We know what you know. We hearing everything what you hearing, and we just trying to put all this hearsay pieces together. But it's still not going to be the truth. It's still not going to be the truth. We can't realize, we're going to start our healing process. My family going to start our healing process.
Yeah.
You know, my sister, she went and seen her son at night, and I'm grateful that she did that. Because that's a progress process that helped us to say, okay, we're going to start healing. So it took us 6 days to heal from the last event. 6 days. 6 days. For the first 3 days, didn't know where my nephew was at. Didn't know if he was still in Lehigh Valley. Didn't know if he was in the Moore. Didn't know if they made it just wherever he was at. We didn't know.
But now you know. Thank God for that.
Thank God for the assistance.
Step one.
And the points that Mr. Mayor Michael Helfrich, did as much as he can, and we appreciate.
He did reach out to your family. Praise God.
He reached out to the family, and one thing I could say
on
is
Friday,
in the community, I was hearing people talk. They said, you know what? I actually like this mayor because he actually listens. He comes to listen to his people that put him in there. Because his concern, Michael's deepest concern is rebuilding this city, bringing back youth development centers, doing things. And my thing is, it's community centers that's out here, such as, I'm gonna say their name. I'm not a politician. I call it what I call it: the Christmas addicts. They need to do better. They need to do way better. I remember I used to get chased out of there when I was young. With your pants sagged, they ban you for life. Whatever happened to being these kids' mentor? You keep running the person out. Yeah, you ain't supposed to be in here. You kicked me out once. I said, I'm not going to let you do it twice. So you kicked me out from a youth center once. Where you go? The second option is the streets. We need places, where they can open up, where I'm listening to my nieces and nephews. They cop, as we was over eating dinner. They saying, Mr. Mayor, we need rec centers. We need youth centers. But before that happened, we all need to understand that
there's a need, man.
There's a need, and the need is the community coming together to unite as one.
Exactly.
We cannot have youth centers, because if the city and the owners of these buildings don't come together collectively, such as when we can start looking at a lot of religious places that still like that be open, where some churches that you might see sit until Sunday. Maybe if you just open up the door for an hour or two. Come active. How can we be, in order for us to be a successful community, we got to be an active community.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because that's the whole focus with the Gathering Villa Faith
May 26th.
Community Outreach Center.
Yes.
And again, we want to bring that back. And while doing that on the 26th of this month, that way you can see, get involved, have fun, get on the microphone, tell something positive. We want to get that spark back in the community, and I think, it's long overdue in this time, man. Definitely.
Yes, I really would like your family to come and share. Likewise, I'm going to share. It's all about family. The Bible says, that foundation, family is number one of raising children. Family, a husband and wife, show the love. The children are respected because of the love. Same way with Christians. Many times we don't know who's who because of lack of love. Now we can bring that love back in the community.
Exactly.
Hallelujah. There'll be a change. And love is not just in words. Love is in action. And that's where we got to get to. I don't like pointing fingers, but love.
Mm-hmm.
What the world need now is real love. Mm-hmm. Real love. And I don't want to get to preaching because it's not even about preaching. It's sharing what's real. The truth will set us free. And if we want to fake it and make it and just substitute words just to be speaking, I'm sorry, there won't be no healing. There won't be no deliverance. And the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The white man kills, the black man kills, the Asian kills, anybody, everybody that got hate and anger is just like a beast.
It became
self-control, no self-control. And I know we got about 10 minutes, but I'm really grateful that you came on tonight. I didn't know what the program was going to be about tonight, other than I shouldn't say I didn't know. It was just I don't have a visual other than talking over the telephone right now. But Tony, I'm grateful that you would come on and share, because I know I'm taking deep breaths as I talk, because tears are.
You know what, real quick, Mr. Cut you off, you know what's so amazing? That night it was raining, right? It was pouring.
It was rain.
Yeah, one night I was up there standing that day. It was pouring down rain.
Mm-hmm.
So the rain stopped. We actually lit up all the candles, right? We lit up all the candles. Then it begun to rain again.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All the other letters stood lit. Simultaneously, the I all went out. Like,
wow.
Man, my nephew, what is he saying? Because this is what we're dealing with, doubt and don't know what's going on. What is he saying? They closed my eyes? Is he trying to talk? They closed, like something went wrong. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. And like I said, I'm not going to stop until I reach the top of this mountain. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be, I know it's going to be coming with the harassment from maybe the police department, harassment from people. But you know what? I'm ready for this war.
We're going to invite them to the center. I'm going to make some phone calls, and we're going to start serving breakfast from 9 to 11 starting Saturday coming up. And we're going to invite the politicians and get answers. Mm-hmm. And we're going to video like we did this past summer, and we're going to have a focus group.
Yeah,
and we're going to call all the families.
And I don't think honestly, Ms. Jackson.
What's that?
We're seeking answers, but I don't believe we're going to get answers because.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
No, I understand, because they're only going to give us. My family's always going to feel. You're only going to give us the true answer that you want to give, but only God knows what really happens.
Yes. So, but we're giving them, look at it this way, we're giving them opportunity to speak the truth.
Speak the truth.
And that's between them and God.
Right, because
after you ask.
Because after I asked, and my family going to say we believe it or we don't. But will we ever believe it? Nah. But will we keep faith? Absolutely. That's what it's all about, man. Faith. Absolutely. And believe. Right, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We got 2 minutes, and we're going to close out with this. Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God." They are called the children of God, the peacemakers. And that's what we got to do, keep the peace. And that's the sacrifice. And we're just going to continue to believe that you're going to get through this. It's been 10 years. And just listening to your story and listening to that tape, my heart is really heavy.
And real quick,
we got emotions, we got feelings, and it's like I'm almost reliving.
And Ms. Jackson, real quick, it's real short. And just so I don't want nobody before we get offline to have doubt or concern as to what's going on. With this last little piece I got, this is the part where you see my sister coming out the side. This stuff looked like it was playing like a movie. It's like something like a movie. You see in movies, you come out the side, you tell them X, Y, and Z didn't make it. Now, and when
My sister should have been very careful, bro. Security guy, these
This
security guys right
is
here
when they.
came and kicked me out of York Hospital. Look, kicked me out, and I didn't even see no doctor, nothing yet. So I just want to make a complaint on these individuals. That's all I want to do.
I don't know what the reason was.
It wasn't me. I was telling my mother, calm down. Whatever, Mom, calm down.
Well, let me get to the point, because that was another that you were seeing. But on this is when it didn't get loud. My sister, this is when my sister came outside to a parking lot full of loved ones that the hospital didn't care about. It was left for her to come out with her hands up and said, my son, this where all the commotion going. But if you listen, and you can really see through this, you don't see anybody throwing jazz at the police. You hear a crying, oh my God. But yeah, of course, she'll make the story sound like it got out of control. I hear stories. People try to bum rush the doors, and they was up there really wild out, breaking stuff. That's the false propaganda gets you. This video makes me a little upset, but I just wanted the world to know. I appreciate you for letting me come out here.
Yeah, appreciate
Jackson.
Appreciate you coming through.
And
man.
the thing is I give my promise, I give my word, my dedication for Nali. I'm gonna be a youth political activist.
That's what I'm talking about.
I won't stop.
That's what I'm talking about.
I can't stop. I won't stop. I will not stop. Because I will search and search. Me and my family. All we just want to know is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We know he got shot, but we just want to know what happened after that. Just after that. Just after that. Was he living? Was he breathing? Was he struggling? Was he fighting?
I'm gonna, we've got about 6 minutes, 4 minutes. I'm gonna have Apostle share. She would like to share something with you, and whatever your closing remark, Eli, I'm gonna put it back in your hands. But she want to say this. We only got about 3 minutes. Can you do it within a minute? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Eli.
How you doing?
I'm good. I heard a conversation. I heard the confusion. We understand that you're upset. And,
no, it's the other Butch, Eli's
Butch.
Yeah.
Butch.
Mm-hmm.
We all go through the valley. And God said don't put nobody, nothing before him. Warning come before destruction. Seeing like what happened, what went on, somebody got a warning. And they didn't listen. So that destruction had to come on everybody.
My God.
To get attention.
My God.
Because God is God. And besides him, there ain't no other one.
Mm-hmm.
He is calling your family. They ain't hearing God. It's okay, you don't hear me? Watch me. I'm turning around. We all got to obey God. You got to obey him. He said, I am a jealous God. Don't put nothing before me. And every family is a family of God. If you've not been born again and you're not confessing salvation, you're the family of the devil. And God said he's jealous of that. He said, come to me for anything. Whatever you want to know, the truth about this situation, get on your knees and cry out to God. Weep before God. And I guarantee he'll give you an answer before the night is over.
My God. This is prophetess, woman of God that hears God. She too has had lost ones. But I'm praying. We've got to go. We got 1 minute. Eli, you want to close out?
I just want to say, again, I want to thank Anthony Rankins for coming to the show and sharing about the loss of his nephew, getting a little bit more in detail exactly the events that what occurred. That way you heard it live on Debra Jackson Live. And again, I appreciate all the viewers tuning in. And don't forget to come out and support your family. Fourth Saturday gathering, May 26th from 11 to 7. We're actually going
to... No, 9 to 9.
Oh, 9 to 9. Okay, 9 to 9.
12 hours.
12?
Yes,
We're going to do 12?
Days.
Okay, 9 to 9. There you heard it.
Yes.
So come on out.
The schedule for my nephew is at 401 East Market Street.
Okay.
So it's on Friday, and that's on May 4th.
May 4th. Okay.
All right.
From 9
Yes.
o'clock, the viewing starts. Funeral starts at 11.
Leave it alone.
Yes. All righty. 1 minute.
That's it. And it's going to close out with I'll Be Missing You.
Seem to be. That's what you mean to me.
Hey man, if you need anything, man, let me know, man. Alright? You fan, man.
They got something else on.
That's it. Where you guys at tonight, man? Are your sister's good?
Yeah, my cousin Gus.
Okay, that's good, man. I appreciate you, man.
Like I already know this is about to. They might know when I'm about to get called, all CNN and all that.